Hello, everyone. If you stop by this video, um, if you subscribe to my channel, thank you for stopping by. So I decided to just turn the camera on, and I'm sitting here in my car, which is very quiet, and I'm just enjoying the nice weather. Spring is right around the corner, so I have I've been MIA for a little minute there. From my last video that I made posted on this channel, talking about my drug induced anxiety. When I made that video, I was still recovering, but I was almost done recovering. But I just, you know, how it happens with life and work, and you just get busy. And I was also recovering more, right? Um, because when I made that video, I've had a couple comments asking me, how did I recover from anxiety? I'm not sure if this video is, I'm gonna like go into it, it's like in detail how I did it. Excuse me. Oh, here's another thing too. Like, I don't edit my videos, and I am still a little bit of shy when it comes to the camera. So bear with me there. But anyways, I'm not gonna go into detail in this video on how I recovered anxiety about how I recover from my anxiety, but I'll probably just touch up a few points just to help as much as I can in this video. Uh I'm just talking from the top of my head. So, but yeah, when I made that video, the last video that I posted, I had comments of people asking me how I've been doing and how I've recovered. And so I just want to get on here and just quickly give some encouraging words, share some encouraging words and encouraging tips. um, so let's see. How did I recover from anxiety? Like I said, I'm gonna make a separate video on it, going to into more detail. But one of the main things when it came to my anxiety disorder, that I realized was as time would go on, I just realized that Um, cause see, you just have to get to the root of your anxiety, basically. Like, that's where I started, if I would just tell anyone. I started with just getting to the root of my anxiety, because when you think of anxiety, think of it like a tree. Um, the tree has roots, right? And then it grows and it grows and it grows. So that's why I like to say, you want to get to the root of it, because that's what anxiety does. Like, it all starts with a thought, with that root, and then if you don't get on it, if you don't handle it, then it's going to just keep growing and growing until you just stuck in that state, right? And so I had to get to the root of my anxiety, and the root of my anxiety, I know what it is now. It was mostly intrusive thoughts. My anxiety came mostly from the world, from what's happening, all the crazy things that are happening in the world. And so once I knew what the root of cause was, that's when I started to get to work. So for me, like I said, more it was mostly the intrusive thoughts that would cause the anxiety, fuel the anxiety. And so, in case you don't know of intrusive thoughts, or if you are experiencing intrusive thoughts, you know that, um, intrusive thoughts are just, I like to think of them as just our fears, our deepest rooted fears. That for me specifically, like I share on my previous video, I've never had an anxiety disorder. I've never ever even used that emotion, because fear is an emotion, which is a good emotion. I learned that too. But I've never used that emotion before. And so with an anxiety disorder, it's just put this big old spotlight, this big old magnifying glass onto all of my fears, right? And so it forced me to um, think about my fears on a constant daily basis. So I just had to come to the conclusion that um, I just didn't want to do that anymore. I accepted my anxiety, I accepted my intrusive thoughts. And what I mean by that is, instead of fighting them, instead of fighting with it and try to push it away and whatever, I just accepted it. I said to myself, it's true that I am afraid of this thought. I am afraid of this. I am afraid of that. So, because I'm afraid, I don't want to think about it. Like, I just don't want to think about it. And it was something that was a conscious thing to do, that I would do every day, every time that intrusive thoughts would pop up, or I found myself obsessing. Like, I don't know, it's crazy how the OCD, how that happens with intrusive thoughts. But every time I would just find myself basically thinking, reverting back to the thoughts, to the intrusive thought, I would say to myself, no, I don't want to think about that. It scares me, so I don't want to think about it. And I just kept doing that, until I one day just stopped having the intrusive thoughts. So acceptance is a huge, big part on recovering. Another thing that was a major component, and I keep swearing by this, I keep stressing this, is knowledge. You have to know your opponent. Like, you have to know. For me, knowledge, nothing beats knowledge. No medication, nothing. Like, just me knowing what's happening, that brings me such big comfort. So that's what I started to do. I started studying about anxiety. I started studying about intrusive thoughts. I wanted to know what anxiety was doing to my brain, and just what part of my brain was it affecting. And the deeper I got into it, the deeper I started to understand what it was doing, I was able to then work through it. And so I during my research, I found out that anxiety, it hinders your hippocampus, which is involved with your memory. It hinders your prefrontal cortex, which is involved with your rational thinking, because that's what anxiety is. You don't think rationally when you're just thinking with fear. I came across DBT, which is amazing. It just opened my eyes to see how we have the rational mind with the wise mind, and the emotional mind. So that's the mind that deals with anxiety. So I was just operating with the emotional mind, and I was like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. So it took a lot of knowledge as well to recover my anxiety from my anxiety. Another thing too that I did not do, because I've seen people do this a lot with mental illnesses. They tend to isolate themselves. And that is the worst thing you can do for yourself. Isolate yourself, avoid things. Like, no. That's saying that, okay, anxiety, I'm letting you be in control. No. That's how I kept in control. That's how I was able to remain in control somewhat, in the beginning, because I never allowed my anxiety to get in the way of me being around my loved ones. It is so important for you to be around your loved ones, especially during those dark times. It's so important to let your loved ones know what you're going through. Don't keep it in. That's the mistake that I've seen people do, and I don't understand why, because like, you need help, and it's okay. It's okay to need help. And your loved ones, if they really love you, they're going to understand, and they're going to be compassionate towards what you're going through, and they're going to help you, because you need to have someone, you need to surround yourself with people that don't have mental illness, and their minds are good, so there can be like that light at the end of the tunnel for you. They can be that guide for you. So don't isolate yourself, please. Please tell your loved ones. Please, please, please. Please break the stigma, okay, around mental illnesses. The brain is another part of the brain, of the human body, that can get damaged too, just like my arm, just like my neck. So please, please break the stigma. So that was something else that's how I recovered. That was something that helped me in my recovery. What else? Um, okay, so another component that helped me in my recovery, and I know many people are not religious or whatever. I'm not religious either. I'm very spiritual, so it's not even about religion or anything like that at all. But I just drew close to God, okay? Because I felt like what I was going through was something beyond me, beyond my control, beyond my power, and I just drew close to God. Um, because He's the Almighty, okay? Anything is possible with God. I've always known that, and it's so true because I feel like for me personally, He played a huge part because I will always pray to God for guidance, for strength, and He gave me just that. And so I'm thankful to God. All praise to Him, in my recovery. So I'm just sharing with you what I did. So let's keep it nice, okay? I keep looking outside because the sky, I think it's the reflection, is messing with me. But anyway, what else I did? Just real quickly from the top of my head. Yeah, you just have to keep in control. Like, don't become a slave to anxiety. Like I said, the more that I began to understand anxiety, the more I was able to defeat it and beat it. Like I said, know your opponent. That's like the main thing. Um, so yeah, you guys, just that's just a quick, brief, little summary of little quick tips of what I, just sharing what I did to recover. I probably will be doing a video, going more into detail, um, just to make it specifically for my recovery, what I did. But I just wanted to give you something for now because I know that I have a lot of things coming up. And so, trying to set up the studio to record and stuff like that, it's just like a lot. So I just wanted to quickly hop on here and just give you something to work to help you for now until I'm able to, get everything situated. But of course, if you have any questions or anything like that about my recovery or more specifics, please feel free to ask me um, in the comments, and I'll respond, do my best to respond as quickly as possible because I know how important it is to want to recover from anxiety. And, I just want you to live your best life, okay? Because life is too short. And, just want you to live your best life. So we ain't got time for anxiety. Okay, anxiety gotta go. So, you know, it's very important that you understand that, anxiety, fear is just another emotion that we have. And so try to put it to the side as much as you can. Try to think with positivity. Try to think with love. Try to think with, don't just try not to think with fear because that's all that anxiety is. It's just thinking with fear. So I want you to live your best life. And thank you for your time, for watching this video, and enjoy the rest of your day. And I wish you nothing but love and peace. Okay? Bye.